Since complex numbers are not on a number line, they cannot be plotted on a coordinate plane with x and y axes. So this is our normal coordinate plane. We have our x-axis. To the left of the y-axis, we have our negative real numbers. To the right, we have our positive real numbers. Above the x-axis, we have positive real numbers. And below the x-axis, we have negative real numbers along our y-axis. So on neither axis is there a place for our imaginary numbers, the square root of -1. So because of this, we'll need to use a complex plane instead. A complex plane has real numbers on the horizontal axis and imaginary numbers on the vertical axis. So now we can graph a complex number such as 2 plus 3i as a single point on a complex plane. You go along the real axis to +2, and then you go up along the imaginary axis to +3i. So this point here would represent the complex number 2 plus 3i. Another example, -4 minus 2i. The real number is -4. So you go to the real axis until you get to -4. And then the imaginary number is -2i. So you go down to -2i. So this point here represents the complex number -4 minus 2i. And one more example, -7 plus 4i. You go to -7 along the real axis, and then you go up to +4 along the imaginary axis. And this point here would represent the complex number -7 plus 4i. So now that you have an understanding of how to graph a complex number onto a complex plane, let's have you try a few practice questions. Question number 1, graph -4 plus 5i. Question number 2, graph -2 minus 2i. And question number 3, graph 3 plus 4i. Pause the video, answer these questions, and then press play when you are ready to begin. Question number 1, we wanted to graph -4 plus 5i. So step 1, go to -4 along the real axis. And then step 2, go up to 5 along the imaginary axis. The third step, plot the point. So this would represent -4 plus 5i. Question number 2, we were asked to plot -2 minus 2i. Step 1, go to -2 along the real axis. Step 2, go down to -2 along the imaginary axis, and then plot the point. So this point here would represent the complex number -2 minus 2i. In question number 3, you were asked to plot the number 3 plus 4i. So step 1, go to 3 along the real axis. Step 2, go up to 4 along the imaginary axis, and then plot the point. So this point would represent 3 plus 4i.